pays to keep a check on your equipment. I was getting ready to go sailing tomorrow in some pretty good winds, and I happened to notice the top of my Hobie tandem island sail has sheared off. Where the stitches are, it's completely torn itself away from the fabric attachment cap at the top of the mast. I tend to think stitching in fabric is a lot like rivets in metal. You're not going to get your best strength that way because you don't get 100% surface contact. That's why it's easier to glue two pieces of metal together. It's actually stronger than rivets, and same thing in fabric. I got to believe that some sort of gluing method here would be better than stitching. At any rate, I'm going to try and enact a temporary repair. Hopefully it'll turn out to be permanent. What I'm going to do, I've got these nylon straps, and I'm going to epoxy them down inside. Well, I say epoxy. I've got to do a little bit more research on what the best adhesive for this would be, but I'm going to adhere 2, perhaps 3 of these straps down inside the sail. I'll put this piece in to act as a backing while I clamp everything down, just to keep the surfaces in contact. And then of course the other end will protrude up through the fabric attachment cap and will be glued in there. So essentially you'll have 2 or 3 of these inside forming an attachment. And I'll just have to see how things go. Hopefully it'll work well. Almost surprisingly, the best shear strength I found in my little impromptu test wasn't an epoxy, wasn't a commercially available permanent fabric adhesive, but high temp hot melt glue. It was really surprisingly strong in shear. I don't know what will happen when this is outside and stuck up in the air right out in the sun. Maybe it would soak up enough heat to soften it, maybe not. I think it's a higher, it shouldn't loosen at say 100 to 130, 140 degrees, but we'll see. So what I've done now, I've actually got 2 strips, one inside here to here, and the other one over here to here. And just to double up on myself, I'm going to put another one down here and another one here, and that should take care of the problem, and we can put our downhaul on here without tearing this the rest of the way out. If you're wondering why I'm using orange, there is no particular safety reason. I wanted to use something other than black, thinking that maybe I wouldn't absorb quite as much heat, but if anybody asks, you can tell them it's for safety reasons, whatever. Okay, let's see what happens. You can't do this all at one time because, again, it is hot melt glue and it is setting up, so I'm adhering the piece to the black mast top attachment point, clamping it snugly to hold it in place while the glue sets, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll do this section here. Notice that I'm doing this in sections. I'm not going to try to glue the whole thing in one fell swoop, because as you're putting adhesive on here and moving down, this is cooling. So I'm working on 1.5 inches at a time, and I'll do it in sections to make sure it's still good and hot and will adhere well as we go. Well, it came out pretty well. I got just a little bit sloppy, had a little bit of squeeze out right along here. The stuff's absolutely tenacious. I thought I could pull it off, but it's a little tougher than that. But that's fine. I think it'll get me through tomorrow until I can look into a new sail. But in the meantime, I think if I did this again, I would probably just run 1 strap, but I would put it inside and start here and glue it up along the inside, loop it over the top, and then straight back down. And in fact, I might do that on a new sail as well, just to take some of the pressure off the stitching. But anyway, I'm very impressed with this, the adhesion of the hot melt glue between the straps and the sail. I'll find out how it does tomorrow, and if it doesn't work, I'll let everybody know.